So the Great One wins the lag and off he goes.
Well, we've seen it on the opening 2 days, haven't we, Phil? You know, Veronika's going to get her chances. I don't see why things are going to change now off the break shot. And just as I say that, Ralf comes up dry. And I think there's a combo on for Veronika, so... yeah, the 3-ball will... I believe it will pot. Even if it's going into that left jaw, she may be able to hit it on the far left-hand side of the one. That might throw it over a little. She's got the best view in the house. Yeah, that's a job well done. There was enough gap there, so she could make the combination.
Being on the loser's side, of course, this is a race to 8.
Roll this in and play safe on the 5, or... yeah, I think she's going to have to.
Yeah, potting the 4 is no certainty, but going from 4 to 5, that would be a real stretch. Almost impossible. Playing safe now.
Yeah, she played the cross bank. And that's not the end of the world, because Ralph's going to have to come with a beauty to get back on this purple 5. I know it says a race to 9 on the screen, but it is a race to 8, folks. All losers matches are a race to 8. If you're just tuning in, we say losers because this is a double elimination tournament. 256 players have started. We play double elimination down to the final 64. If you win 3 matches without losing, you're through to the 64. And then the 32 players that have not lost in this event will be drawn against the 32 players that come through who have lost 1. Sounds complicated, but it isn't. A Joshua Filler type player or a youthful player, an attacking player, would have a go at potting this and ripping it straight back for the 5, but that is just so hard, and that's not really what Ralf Souquet's game is about. He's more about percentage play. But he tried to power it through, and it was never going to be easy, that. So now Veronica's back at the table and she's got a nice angle here. She can pot this ball and go in between the black ball and the brown ball. Playing for the purple 5. Lost the cue ball, but now this is a better shot for Veronika. Needs to keep rolling to be in plumb position. She's going to have to float this one a little soft. Cue ball's going to be coming off the top rail and back down in a similar line. Looks like she's going to draw it 2 rails. It's okay. That's more than okay. In fact, it's perfect. She's in perfect position now. Doesn't matter who you are, does it, Phil? It's always nice to win that first rack.
Absolutely. She's got the poise, I think, to be able to compete here. Never gets out of her own rhythm. It's a rhythm she establishes and sticks to rigidly, regardless of the opponent, regardless of the occasion, regardless of the stage, which in this case is centre stage. There you go. First rack to Ivanovskaia. She started off today over on the other side of the arena, actually, on another of our streaming tables, table 2, where she beat Tiberiu Iorgulescu from Romania 9-3. Then they had a very tough match second up against Mika Immonen, former world 9-ball and US Open champion. Ivanovskaia lost that one 9-3, so hence both of these two have won 1, lost 1 records, and that's why they're involved on the loss side against each other. All of the matches being played now, they are 1-loss side of the draw. And so at the end of this evening, quite a few ladies and gentlemen will be exiting.
It's going to be a dry break for Veronika. And I think Ralf is straight in on this one ball. Pink 4 ball is a concern for Ralf as well. He's got to try and get from that red 3 ball over to the pink 4. That's going to be the key section to this rack.
I think newer fans to 9-ball pool might not be fully acquainted with just what a giant of the game Ralf Souquet has been. 53 years of age now. He turns 54 in November. He's won over 200 tournaments. '23 Euro Tour titles. He's won 20 European Championships in different disciplines, 12 German Championships, and he's won both the WPA World 8-Ball Championship in 2008 and the World 9-Ball Championship in 1996. And I think what's most appropriate, considering where we are, Carl, in 1997, after that 9-Ball Championship triumph, he received the Silver Laurel Leaf, which is the highest official distinction awarded to sportspeople by Germany. It was presented by then German President Roman Herzog.
Yeah, Ralf Souquet, legend in the world of pool, and even now at 53, he still does everything right, gives himself the best chance, you know, he works out still, he's off and running and trying to eat the correct things, and he does everything how things should be done.
And we must also say that his winning is not a thing of the past. He won the European 8-Ball Championship this year. What a great achievement that was.
Playing the bank in the right centre, he's going to stun the cue ball into the purple, but he's missed the bank and he's missed the purple. What's he left? He's left a pot into the top corner for Veronika.
Ivanovskaia is definitely the underdog, of course, but she's not going to be one of those underdogs who melt in the face of reputation. Souquet will have to earn this.
He will, because that's a good sign. That went in clean. That was awkward. Cue ball was on the rail. This is what she's got to do good now, when she's got this opportunity, this very opportunity now, where the balls are all sat there. You know, if you want to beat Ralf Souquet, or at least push him close, you have to simply take these finishes, and speed seems to have got her stuck a little bit there. She needs a bit of an angle to come down. She's down quick, so it must be okay. Yeah, it is okay, and this is now perfect. She's got the right angle just to run round off a rail or two. She would like the cue ball to have been a little bit more central to the table, just so this is guaranteed, because cueing off the rail, you never know. But it's there, it's 2-0.
Excellent stuff. Excellent. Interesting backstory, Veronika Ivanovskaia. She was born in St. Petersburg, Russia. Eldest child of a family of Russian immigrants who moved here to Germany when she was quite young. Family actually moved to Hanover. At the age of 8, she took a pool, and when she first started playing, she wasn't tall enough to reach the table, so she used to stand on a crate in order to play the shots. She's now a German citizen, of course, representing her country proudly. In 2018, she was the European Women's Nineball champion. 27 years of age. And what I've seen of her, when she's in the spotlight like this, she's no shrinking violet. She isn't afraid of reputation or indeed occasion.
No, and the other thing to take note of, which we've alluded to at the start of this match, it is not a race to 9 now. It's a race to 8, and I know that's only one rack, but it just feels a lot shorter. It feels a shorter sprint as the one ball goes to the top rail. She's played the ball, so she's still at the table.
At the end of this rack, I'll give you some of the latest scores around the arena as the day winding down, but still plenty of contests going on. Not all 24 tables are being used right now, but a good proportion of them are.
Sensible shot, using the 3 to hold the one ball there, sorry, at the top end of the table. Just getting distance, she will have known she couldn't have snookered Ralf, so just giving him the table back. He's got something to think about. He's 2 down.
Tell you the winner of this match will take on the winner of table 2, which is going on right now. Soto Camino holds a 6-5 lead over Stefan Tabor from Germany.
He's Ralf playing off the left edge. He's using the 6 ball as a blocker. He's done well, but the 1 ball down maybe a little bit too close to the corner. It's a good shot, very good shot indeed. At least he's making Veronika play something. Not sure how adept she is with the short flick.
And this time, a pot is on.
Available here. So it's going to have to be a safety. Safety looks we didn't quite see the first 3 racks going over to Team Veronika, did we? Ralph's got his work cut out now in this match. He's looking good.
Good indeed. Veronika Ivanovskaia leads the great Ralf Souquet by 3 racks to 0. And your assumption, Carl, which I think is bang on about the fact that Souquet will not get frustrated or flustered, I think that will serve him well. Because right now a lot of players would be getting frustrated and flustered and deeply concerned that they were on the way out of the tournament.
Yeah, the only thing is Ralf had a chance in that rack, didn't he? And he ended up making a mess of it. Lost the cue ball position a couple of times, and that's what has ended up costing him the 3rd rack.
By the way, we were talking about that World Championship being here at Koningswinter in Germany in '93. The very first WPA World Nineball Championship was hosted by Germany in 1990 in Bergheim. And who won it? Another great of the game, Earl Strickland, beating Jeff Carter in the final. Ralf Souquet's World Championship win in terms of Nineball came in 1996, in October of that year, in Sweden. He beat a Swede, actually, in the final, Tom Storm, 11-1.
Can Veronika find something on the break? She cannot. But at least she hasn't left Ralf a shot.
Only 10 matches left in play now, out there in the arena. And there's a powerful possibility this could be the last on. On table 2, Jonas Suter Camino was 7-5 up on Tayfun Tabor, but the German has pulled back a rack. He won the 13th, so trails only 7-6. Pablo Garcia Lager and James Telfer of GB, they're locked together at 7-7.
Ralf played the push. Veronika has the option. With the 7 and the 9 tied up, if there isn't an obvious safety, I'd just put Ralf back. He's got to come with the shots, not Veronika. She's the one that's 3-0 up. And she has put Ralf back. Ralf jacked up. That's not good, but the push out Ralf played where he tied the brown 7 and the 9 up and the 6, that's his insurance policy. But all I will say is if she can pot this and then she can pot the 2 and the 3, she can leave the cue ball near the 3, that kind of area, and then she could pot that pink 4 and go into the brown 7 because she would stay on the purple 5. So this is a big shot coming up. Stayed over the pocket, didn't cue that too bad, but at least she's hooked Ralf. I think Joshua Filler were just walking across the arena then. I think he's going to take himself a seat and watch this match.
I was very impressed with Joshua winning that match. It's not very nice when you're out in that kind of environment and you know most of the people watching want you to lose. Quite a simple jump shot from Ralf Souquet. The kiss was a treat.
Yeah, now we're going to see Ralf possibly play what I was suggesting or what Veronika could have been playing, so it's a big moment for Ralf. This, he's not guaranteed where the balls are going to come out, but he's got to attack the table, you feel.
There are the fillers, Joshua and Pia. They will do battle if you're just joining us. They will do battle tomorrow in the winners' qualification round. Yes, you're on camera.
Who is going to win the battle of the fillers tomorrow? That is going to be a classic. What a weird feeling. Playing your wife in winners' qualification round. Knowing that we all want wife to win, of course.
A few years ago in the World Cup of Snooker, we had a dynamic, not like that, but something similar. Norway was represented by husband and wife, Kurt and Anita Mafflin. But of course they were pooling their resources, not playing against each other.
Is Ralf going to send the cue ball over towards the cluster? He knows the 5 is over a pocket or near a pocket. Yep, that's the shot he's played. That's what I was talking about. You're never quite sure how they're going to come out. And they haven't come out great, it has to be said. He was trying to move the 7 and the 9 out the way. He's got work to do.
This is a rhetorical question because no one will ever know the answer, but I wonder how many racks over the years Ralf Souquet has played, incorporating practice as well. It would be an astronomical figure.
I bet Michael McMullen knows the answer. You know what he's like. Yeah, I bet that number is a scary number. This is a scary shot. He's shooting it up into the top left. He's missed it. He's missed it. He never looked in all the way there. He didn't quite get good on it, did he? What a chance for Veronika, just mopping up the pieces. Big shot coming up for V.
Did you notice as he left the table? This is the most animated you're ever going to see Ralf Souquet. Disgusted. Trying to keep it all in, trying to remain disciplined. But he must be worried now.
She needs a good positional shot here, though, because this is a little awkward. Wonder what angle she's got on this brown 7. Can she draw straight back? But once the arm gets a bit tight at the back, it's easy to put too much spin into the cue ball. And because of that, often you don't hit it hard enough and land a bit short. Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect. Well, these racks, Phil, keep ticking on, don't they? This is to go 4-0 up.
Well, in terms of a storyline, we might have reserved the best till last today. I cannot imagine that Veronika Ivanovskaia is going to miss the 9-ball here. And no doubter, she is halfway to victory over the great Ralf Souquet. Ivanovskaia leads by 4-0, and we do know who the winner of this match will take on next on the loser side. It will be Jonas Soto Camino of Spain, who just a few moments ago over on table 2 defeated Tayfun Tabar 8-6. So that's the end of play over on table 2 today, but we'll be back tomorrow, of course, on the Matchroom Pool YouTube channel from the start of play at 10 a.m. local time here in Germany. Other scores: Hector, Ivan Luna, Iglesias and Benjamin Belhassen are hill 7-7. Bessar Sparhiu also on the hill, leading Cyril Ledoux from France 7-3, the Albanian. Another Frenchman, Vincent Fake, he's been around for years. He's 6-5 up on Emir Sasena from Turkey. Carl Knaderberg from Estonia, he's 6-5 up on Emil Gangflot of Norway. Eric Kohler of Germany, 4-3 up on Vincent Gomez. And finally, Nicholas Doer from right here in Germany leads Jani Siikanen 6-4. Siikanen eliminated a former professional snooker player, Eden Shirav, yesterday.
You've done well there, Phil, rattling them names off. Rather you than me.
There was a Greek player who I've avoided because I just couldn't work out what his name was. He's not playing at the moment, so I'm okay. I'm in the clear until tomorrow. I'm going to go away and practice. Now, you know, earlier on, just before the start of this match, I went downstairs and had a chat with Pia and Josh Filler. As you might imagine, Carl, they were in top spirits. It really is a unique situation we're going to have here tomorrow. Husband and wife doing battle. And not just in any old match, but also in the winner's qualification. Pia, Josh, here is the interview. What an achievement to get to play each other on the winner's side to boot. You must be delighted.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I really wanted to play this guy in this tournament, so I was fighting hard to get here. I'm finally here, and I can't wait.
Is this a first?
I mean, on the big stage, yeah. We played a couple of times, of course, in the practice sessions, but in a couple of German tournaments we played each other. But that match was kind of almost in jeopardy because when I knew she was winning, I was 8-4 down, and yeah, I was more nervous than because we wanted to play each other, yeah. And yeah, I gave my best, and luckily I won in the end.
You've played Rafael a lot when you were juniors.
Yep.
Obviously, he's a very good player. Someone said that he had a pretty good record against you as a junior, so when you were 8-4 down, you must have been fearing the worst.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I was 6-1 down, 8-4, and yeah, I know him since I'm a child. We played in the youth tournaments. I think we kind of break even with the matches we played. He won a couple of finals against me. I won a couple of finals against him, and it was a great match. I mean, the atmosphere was just crazy because he's playing in his home crowd. He's coming from here, and yeah, I just enjoyed it. I felt like Mosconi Cup. When he made the 9 balls, they went nuts. So I really enjoyed it. It was a great match. I got the luck in the end on my side here in the beginning, so it's also okay. I'm just super delighted that I'm through.
So what about the preparation tomorrow? Will it be any different from a normal match?
No, I don't think so. We're just doing business as usual, and I mean, it's no secret he's the love of my life, but tomorrow he's gonna be my biggest rival for 90 minutes.
That's great.
Gonna be shorter.
Yeah. And obviously,
we'll see.
Obviously, you're going to be centre stage as well. It's going to be a worldwide audience. If you get off to a good start, he's going to be under a lot of pressure.
Well, to be honest, I think my odds to beat this guy is around, I don't know, maybe 2%, but I'm going to give it all. I'm trying to play my best because I'm feeling quite comfortable and was playing pretty good today. So, yeah, we'll see.
Well, we're really looking forward to the match. It should be absolutely intriguing. It's a totally different dynamic to what we normally have. Best of luck to both of you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
A filler will win.
Oh, nice one.
That was great fun, wasn't it? So there they were sharing a microphone. Tomorrow they'll be sharing a table. And of course, because it's on the winner's side, Carl, it will be a race to 9. Of course, the matches we are now watching, they're dwindling down to 6 in number, currently being played. It's a race to 8 on the loser's side, and that means Veronika Ivanovskaia is halfway to beating Ralf Souquet. What a story brewing.
That was actually a bit of a mishit. She didn't hit the one ball as full as she intended. That's why the cue ball sort of squirted down near this corner pocket. But she still made the one ball actually, so maybe you have to hit that one ball as a little thinner than I first imagined. Anyway, back to the rack. She can't pot a ball here, can she? So is there a safety shot available? What she's got to try and do here, she's going to be getting a little bit excited. She's 4-0 up against the Kaiser. At some point, the Kaiser might have been one of her favourite players growing up. You never know. But she's got to stay in the moment. She's got to think clearly because Ralph's under the gun here. He's under severe pressure. So she's not going to give it to Ralf. She's got to make him work for it. Don't play silly safeties. Make Ralf do all the tough shots.
I also think it's important that while she shouldn't be hurried, don't get bogged down either. Don't allow too much negativity to creep into the mind, into the thought process. Well, good in one sense, bad in another.
Yeah, I don't believe she was playing the 6 ball there. I don't know if she was trying to cut the 2 on the 5. I'm not really sure, but that was kind of what I was. Yeah, she definitely wasn't playing the 6 there. This is what I was kind of getting at. Don't get lost in the moment, Veronika. Stay patient. Don't give Ralf something easy. Now she's got a kick at the 2 ball. She's going to need a little bit of luck. Unless, can she get the cue ball off the blue 2 into the 5? It's hard to tell from this angle. Maybe not. Yeah, she's going to leave Ralf in now. Ralf can pop the purple 5 off this blue 2.
For a moment there, I thought the 8 ball might be blocking the 2, but the cue ball had just enough speed to get past the 8.
This was the gift Ralf Souquet has been hoping would come, really. He's looked a little bit out of sorts.
They are going to be ploughing a lone furrow soon. Only 5 matches out there now, and 3 of those are very close to completion. Mind you, the amount of finals that Ralph's been involved in, he will be entirely accustomed to a one-table setup, which is effectively what it will be.
Yeah, Ralf will keep doing what he does. Walks around, checks the angle, the potting angle of every shot, no matter how easy it is. That's his style of play. And I suppose when you fall down in a race to 8, well, you've got to do that more than ever, because he's got a big fight back on his hands, but this is the start.
Yeah, from Ralf Souquet's perspective, that is 1 down, a possible 7 to go. He trails Veronika Ivanovskaia by 4 racks to 1. Other scores: Eric Kohler 5-3 up on Vincent Gomez. Carl Kanaderberg, he's 7-6 up on Emil Gangflot, so just 1 rack away from victory, the Estonian. Same for Vincent Fake over Emir Sasena from Turkey. 7-5 for Fake, and it's 6-6 on a table just below us, actually, here in our commentary position, table 25. 6-6, Nicholas Doer and Jani Sikkanen. Well, what a day it's been, and of course the way these tournaments work, the excitement and the pressure and the stakes just crank up day on day. Tomorrow, day 3 should be intriguing. Well, the 9-ball went in the vicinity of a pocket there, although didn't exactly threaten. And while the 1-ball is in, look at the 2, being very rude in terms of obstructing Ralf Souquet's path to the 2. a very useful lead. We're always on the lookout for potential turning points, and that has got all of the trademarks of a turning point.
Yeah, I'm with you, Phil. That was a big moment. That I feel she should have played it in the side and just got the cue ball off 2 rails in the centre of the table. That'd have been ideal for the 6 ball. That's all Ralf could do because of where the 8 was. He just had to give himself a shot on this 6. Good shot there. It was a little thin one. Cue ball off 2 rails, and now Ralf. He's going to steal this rack. I'm with you, Phil. I think that is the big moment in this match.
And the point is, Carl, big moments in racks, in matches, can become very big moments in a tournament as a whole. Who knows down the line? The prevailing emotion for Ralf Souquet when the 9 ball goes in will be one of gratitude and relief. The 9 ball does go in. It was 4-0, now it's 4-2, but really everyone here knows it should have been 5-1, including Veronika Ivanovskaia. The ball she missed wasn't a good one at all, was it? So, Carl, what's the best way of getting over a miss when you know he should have potted it?
Yeah, it's the old cliche. You've just got to forget about it. It is the past, but there's just something when you're involved in a match, and it's a big match, you know, it's on the stream table. There'll be a lot of people watching this game. She knows she's playing the Kaiser, Ralf Souquet, and she'll be sat there thinking, I should be 5-1 up. But she isn't. She's 4-2, so you've got to think positive. She's still 4-2 up. And I think, and I know we keep harping on about this, but with this break rule, you know, no one's really going to run a 3 or a 4. Here now, cue ball's getting kicked around the table. So hard to control the cue ball. Ralf no shot on the 1 ball. So Veronika will be back.
Yeah, in rack 6, Souquet broke on. That thought about it. Also, the cue ball could have been quite cosy up to the 7. It stopped just in time to make Souquet have some kind of free cueing.
Yeah, it's not ideal, this, is it? Because that 3 doesn't go up into the top corner. So how does he get high above the 3 from there? I don't think he can. Yeah, the previous shot, I think that was quite thin, the pot on the 1, so that's why he's lost the cue ball. Now he's got to be careful that cue doesn't touch the 7 ball. That's good thinking. He's played for the bank. He's already missed the bank early on in this match. It was on the 4 ball. This one is a little easier. Ralf Souquet smells blood. But he's missed a bank. At this level, then banks should go, really. They are more than makeable. He'll be furious with himself. What is he left?
Yeah, that bank is far more than 50-50. Maybe even 75-25, Carl, would you say?
Yeah, at this level, you know, Ralph knows. He knows that was a good chance. Veronika's on the 50-yard line, though. She's got to come with a shot. And probably rightly so after that last rack where she made the mistake. She's trying to pot it in the corner and go through the gap of 2, maybe 3 rails. Not easy.
Didn't threaten the pocket. Maybe she's still rattled about missing a much easier pot in rack 6. Can tell you quickly, Vincent Fake, he and Ralf Souquet were born 3 weeks apart in 1968, both very much veterans. Vincent Fake, the only Frenchman to represent his country in the Mosconi Cup. Well, he's through. He's just won 8-6 against Amir Sasensia of Turkey.
Big shot coming up. That's why Ralph has took a step back. He knows.
Well, not the most convincing strike, was it? But it went in nevertheless.
Just lost a cue ball again there as Ralph. That's fine if he can just drop this in the centre pocket, but I believe he was playing for the bottom right.
And although the green 6 ball is in the vicinity of the centre pocket, these jaws, the way they cut, they have to be treated with the utmost respect, don't they?
How thin is this shot? Oh, he's lost a cue ball there, was Ralph. He can still pot it in the top left, but I think he was trying to slide a bit further over and play this ball in the top right, to be honest.
Adding the extension on the cue rather than using the bridge.
It's a funny one, isn't it, Phil? You know, Veronika's 4 up. She looks all right in the balls. Things are going well. Why is it something always happens and then they just kind of slide off the pace a little bit to let their opponent back in?
well, they tense up because of the enormity of what they stand to achieve. Yes, Ivanovskaia has won European title. She's competed and won matches on TV before, but I think for her to beat Ralf Souquet in this environment, in this venue, that would be maybe not the most important win of her career, but the most high profile. And now the Kaiser is starting to rule this match. Remember, at his lowest ebb, he was 4-0 down. Now, though, it is 4-3. Souquet very much back in this. Now, today we had 144 matches scheduled. We've got 3 left on. Jani Sikkonen and Nicholas Doer. They're Hill 7-7. Eric Kohler 7-3 up on Vincent Gomez. And, of course, the one we're watching here on table 1. Ralf Souquet 4-3 down to Veronika Ivanovskaia. Actually now just 2 matches in progress, Carl. I can tell you, Emil Gangflot of Norway beat Carl Knaderberg of Estonia 8-7. And in the other match just completed, Jani Sikkonen, he won a Hill battle with Nicholas Doer. In goes the one. But again, nothing appetising, is there?
No, he can't cut this in the side, can he? So, got a bit of thinking to do here as Ralf. Well, if he can cut it in, it's so thin. No, it looks impossible from that angle anyway. And where do you push to?
We started the day 10.5 hours ago, and you get the impression there's plenty of pool left in this match before we can finally close the book on day 2.
Well, looks like Veronika's fell asleep there. I think someone needs to give her a nudge.
Best I ever saw at a snooker tournament, this is years ago. It was Dean Reynolds against Tony Chappell, England against Wales, and Reynolds was a slow player himself, but he objected to the fact that he thought Chappell was also, and he was sitting in his chair there reading a copy of the Daily Telegraph while his opponent was at the table. And back then the Daily Telegraph was a very big broadsheet newspaper. It was a comical sight, but not exactly respectful.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Safety's gone wrong there. I think she was trying to roll the cue ball up behind the 5. Now, what does Ralf play? A good hit. We had to wait a while for it, but it was a good hit.
Yeah, in fairness, that was worth the wait. That was a lot of hazards out there, and he's avoided them all.
She can pot this ball, but the cue ball's going to be crashing into the red 3, and you're never sure where they're going to finish. If she can hit the blue totally full, yes, she'd be better playing a little stop shot and send the 2 up table. That would be a smarter shot, I feel. Yeah, I like that shot. Just put the pressure back over to Ralf. Purely because you never know where the cue ball and that 3 would go after potting the 2, so that's a smart shot.
And then there was this one. No other matches now in play. Eric Kohler has defeated Vincent Gomez over on table 4. 8-3. So you can see all of the other tables are now lying idle until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. The only table in play is the one we're concentrating on.
Yeah, I'll be pleased with that. That's okay. Oh, that was a very tidy pot indeed. Now, does the 3 past the 9? From the overhead angle there, Phil, it looks like it may just do. All depends on how much of the pocket Veronika has got. Cue ball's going a little near the side, needs to hold up.
That was quite deceptive, actually, because it looked borderline, and in fact it was quite a comfortable entrance to the pocket in the end. Well, 5-3 beckoning here.
All because on that blue 2 she made a smart decision. She played the hook. She didn't go for the pot even though the pot was on. And that is what has given her this chance in this rack. Oh, she's lost the cue ball a little bit. She'd like to have been a wee bit straighter. She should be okay. She's a good potter. But she's got to be feeling the heat a little bit.
I remember last year at the World Nineball Championship on TV, she had a notable win, and we interviewed her afterwards, and she was saying that she'd put in so much concentration to the match, she had developed something of a headache. Well, this is the kind of match that will give you a headache. It really is one of those where you have to concentrate, not just 100%, 200%. And that was a good comeback for her. She was losing her thread somewhat after defeat in 3 consecutive racks. The rot is stopped. Veronika Ivanovskaia leads Ralf Souquet 5-3.
Yeah, and at least we don't have to wait for the racker of the balls, the referee, to come from the other table, because all the other tables are finished.
Of course, this is not a late finish by anyone's stretch. It's 20-9 local time. You must have been involved in some really late finishes, Cole, or more accurately, some really early morning finishes.
Phil, I'm a fast player. What are you getting at there?
No, I'm thinking that matches that you were involved in started late.
Only when I played against Ralph. No, I've been the last one on the table many a times. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. You've just got to sit there and forget what's going on. Forget who's watching. Forget there's no matches left. It'll feel a little different out there as well. Usually there's a lot more noise. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That is not good. It was too weak. And what a time to hit your worst break of the tournament. The quickest rack Ralph is ever going to have in his life. Look at this one again. She was unlucky actually when I had another look. The one ball just hit the top jaw. Wow.
Yes, after so many really hard-fought racks, that one could not have been concluded much quicker. A 1-9 combination he simply could not miss. And so Ralf Souquet back within a rack. Ivanovskaia is now 5-4 in front. That's the kind of combination you would love for a big title, isn't it? One you could get over and have the luxury of absolute knowledge that you're going to knock in.
Yeah, probably still find a way to miss it though.
Talking about late finishes, the latest ever in snooker, 4:35 a.m. That was Peter Ebdon, Joe Johnson in the International Open a few years ago at Swindon. In fairness to them, there was a mess up with the tables. There weren't enough tables to go round, and they did start after midnight, so it wasn't quite as bad as it seems. The latest ever finish at the Crucible in the World Championship was 10-4. Terry Griffiths and Cliff Thorburn, and that was the match in which, much earlier, Thorburn from Canada had made the first ever 147 at the Crucible.
Madness springs to mind. Madness. 9 balls moving. 9 balls moving. was a good pot, wasn't it? It was thin. And just look at the balls now, Phil. These are just all sat there begging.
Yeah, he's not been level since 0-0.
That was a harder shot on the two than it looked. They're a lot thinner when you stood behind them.
Okay, Carl, at the end of this rack, I'm going to pose a question for you. I'll give you pre-warning what the question is. You think about this. In your opinion, what's the best shot we've seen today? I'll leave you to think about that and give me your answer at the end of the rack.
I'm trying to think who I've watched, Phil. I'm struggling with that one. The best shot I've seen today.
Give it plenty of thought. I'm absolutely convinced I know my choice. Again, Souquet choosing to stick on the extension and to play with a very lengthy cue as a consequence of that. Ivanovskaia seeing her once mighty lead eroded. In fact, seeing it disappear. What was a race to 8 at the start, now effectively distilled down to, from here, a race to 3. It is 5-5. Souquet on the comeback trail. So my personal favourite shot today, Carl, and I think one of the best I've seen, was the thin 2-ball that Joshua Filler knocked in under immense pressure in the deciding rack against Rafael Vala.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I 100% agree. I thought you meant what we commentated on. I forgot about that. I was thinking of what we've seen on this table. That's where I was getting thrown. Yeah, the 2-ball Filler played at Hill, especially from being 8-4 down, and it was packed over there. Everyone was like wanting Rafael to win, really. You know, Josh was getting his claps and everything, don't get me wrong, but there was all for Rafael over there, and what a 2-ball. It really was.
Yeah, it's a funny old dynamic when you're playing someone and the vast majority of the audience want the other guy to win. It can inspire you, but it can intimidate as well. And clearly with Filler, it was the former, the inspiration. Now can Souquet go in front for the first time? Yes, he can. The golden break from Ralf Souquet. We've seen one on this table from his fellow German superstar, Joshua Filler. That was in a match, though, that he absolutely monopolised. Here, the timing for Souquet could not have been any better. Nudged into the centre pocket. He's loving that. And now he's in front at 6-5. So he's won 2 very rapid racks, hasn't he? One with a 1-9 combination, the 9th, and now the 11th with a golden break.
Yeah, what a change of events we've had here. We've kind of felt this was going to come now. Veronika's just kind of stepped off the pace a little bit. Game's got a little bit weaker, but the break she hit, she was a little bit unlucky. It was a little soft. Didn't quite hit it as powerful as she can. But she left the easy 1-9 combo, didn't she? And then, well, we've had a golden break. The 9 does move a lot more in this style of break, though. And often it's the cue ball off the side rail. From a golden to a dry. in the blink of an eye.
And that is this new break rule. I think it's down to a T. Just how much from one rack to the next things can be radically different. Remember, the winner here will get to play Jonas Suto Comino in the next losers round tomorrow.
Yeah, that's no good. I think she was just trying to drop in on the inside of it. It's going to be a safety shot. Now the pressure's switched back over. Veronika's now under the cosh. Ralph's going to have a go at this 2-ball up the long rail. Rail first, into the 2, pot it in the top left pocket. Now it's Ralph's turn to get a little run of the ball. This has finished absolutely horrible, that little flick on the 2.
So often when you're playing a containing shot, if you suffer a double kiss, it is a real negative. Not in this case. No, absolutely no. You get the feeling this match could be slipping away from Ivanovskaia. Caught that far too thick, or should I say too thin for her intentions.
Yeah, he's struggling to reach this. He's got the extension on the cue, but still can't reach it. Maybe have to use the bridge.
Well, already in this match we've seen a reluctance for Souquet to do that, haven't we? Marcel Eckhardt, the German referee, he's sitting in the front row keeping an eye on things. Yeah, there he is. Always on duty, Marcel. So we finish here on Sunday, Carl, Then on Monday he drives to Firth, which is near Nuremberg, for the start of the European Masters Snooker, which begins on Tuesday. World ranking event, that. The second ranking tournament of the brand new season.
Usually pool players are not too good with the bridge, so let's see if Ralf can pass this little test. I'm afraid he failed.
Well, it just seemed as though the cue was making an awful noise as it went through the bridge as well. He clearly was not comfortable on that at all. Oh, it was a lunge, wasn't it, more than a strike?
Yeah, you've got to be very loose with your hand that is holding the cue, and he wasn't.
Because of the silence out there, and because of the lack of hubbub we've had all day and indeed yesterday, the music sounds a little louder, doesn't it? At the end of this match, one of them will be singing the blues.
Well, he's definitely played the player there. He would not play that shot against one of the top 8 players in the world, because they bank this ball in and they'd shoot the pink 4, in the same pocket. Is Veronika going to have a go at this shot? She is, and she's made it. So a slight error there from Ralf, chancing his arm a bit. Veronika's up to the challenge there, though.
Do you think that was a case of underestimating?
Yeah, I just think he didn't really fancy playing a more exotic safety, so that's why he decided to just split the balls. Tough shot coming up, though. Just focus on the pot. Oh, she's missed it, and she's left it, Phil. The writing is on the wall. We've just sensed this, haven't we?
Yes, and the brown 7 ball not even close enough to the cue ball to provide any kind of help in that regard. No hindrance, not hampered. I'll tell you what, though, regardless of what the eventual outcome is going to be, this has been a tough assignment for Ralf Souquet. For the first time in the match, Ralf Souquet has room for manoeuvre. He's arrived on the hill at 7-5, but I'll tell you what, the way things have gone, he will not be falling victim to complacency. He needs one rack to advance. Veronika Ivanovskaia needs the last 3 to knock out the Kaiser. Well, Carl, what a day it's been. We started out with Tony Drago winning a lightning-fast contest this morning, and then we end up with a match of a totally different complexion.
From one extreme to the other. But it's the Kaiser, the legend, the man who's seen it all, done it all, got the T-shirt, who has managed to turn this 4-0 deficit around. He was under pressure, really was. Let's not forget, the loser of this match is out. This is losers round action, race to 8. Kaiser to break, leading 7 racks to 5.
Been one of those matches for him when he's broken off and has spotted a ball, apart from the golden break, of course, in the 11th rack. But generally speaking, there's always been one ball in the way.
Ralf played the push. Does Veronika like anything here? She does. She's queuing up. She's going to play the shot.
It's been really intense, this match, from first ball, presumably, to last. And Souquet taking no chances whatsoever, characteristically.
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain of the shot he was attempting there. But he has been a bit fortunate. The 9-ball looks like it's blocked both sides of the 2-ball. Decent kick shot though. Purposely playing the cue ball dead on that back rail. Tried a sneaky bank, didn't he, past the 5, but it was obviously tight, so he's got away with that one.
Where the balls are, you get the impression whoever pots the 2 will be an overwhelming favourite. Playing with fire there.
Yeah, she tried a bank, but a two-way bank, knowing if she misses it, maybe it'll find that top rail. Can Ralf play a bank shot all the way down table? Maybe. Well, another flick there on the 9 seems to have got Veronika in a spot of bother. I don't think she can cut this 2-ball in. Well, she can in the left, but obviously that's ridiculous.
Yes, and at least Souquet's got distance as well, so...
Smart shot. Just leave a bit of distance. Don't just sell out. Don't just give Ralf the match.
thought was there. The execution not quite. The cue ball just floating on marginally too far from Souquet's perspective, that is.
Yeah, maybe. Does she have a bank on into the corner? Looks on. No, it's a safety shot, but she was trying to get the two on the bottom rail, I believe. She didn't want to leave it over the pocket, and I think if Ralf can reach this, I think it's an easy jump shot. And that looks like he can. So he's going to go and get his jump cue.
So, Cole, where does he sit in the pantheon of jump shot artists? Is he up there?
I mean, I suppose you wouldn't put him in, let's say, the top 3 or 4 jump shot players, but he's not a bad jump shot player. Do you know what I mean? It's. I suppose it's a difficult one to judge, but there's players who seem to, you know, constantly pot the ball from a jump shot.
He's adequate, certainly.
Yeah, without a doubt, but maybe he feels like he can't reach this. Kicking one rail off the side might be okay. Can he get the cue ball behind that pink